6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
To those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? He's going to have the hook up to Ross. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow going to get this out to Boyd on the perimeter. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. And Burrow going to throw again. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals have got it back to a 1-score game. A gutsy call, 4th and short. They go for it. Look at the result.
Yeah, not only did they go for it, they threw for it. Because to me, it was stacked up for a run situation. Strength on strength, and they decided to put the ball in the air. And what a result. Big-time play.
This will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. A good balanced attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
And it really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Jackson from the shotgun. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. He may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down.
Incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. Deep ball for Goodwin. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
They'll take over first.
He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. They're passing here. Joe Burrow out to the left. He's got Sample there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Second down and 7. Here's Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Intercepted. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
At the 39-yard line.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Dobbins, the ball carrier.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Ravens 14, Bengals 7.
Now a second down and 6. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? Be able to get him in the 2nd round? That's what I call a steal. So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain.
So now a 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A 35-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 7.
He was tackled.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
1st down, Cincinnati.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Joe Mixon.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
From midfield now, Burrow. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. On 1st down, Mixon. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
Makes the score Ravens 17, Bengals 14.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone. And I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 12 yards there and a 1st down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Jackson sacked.
And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big-time 3rd down play for the Ravens. 55 yards. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on.
For Baltimore.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Yard line.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there. And I think that threw off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, me too.
For you. I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, 1st down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Mike, 55. Check 55, Mike. Watch the run, watch the run. Mike 55, Mike 55. C'est long. Mike
On third down, Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10.
6-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And a Bengal first down.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
John Ross, incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half.
Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time here for likely one play, and then these two teams will head to the locker room all even.
And you know the play caller's just feeling it right now. Let's go ahead and go for this one. A big shot down. Nope. Guaranteed the head coach is like, don't get crazy. Take the knee. Let's get out of here. Tie game. We'll just start all over.
And he's got his man in stride. Complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 33-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And some room to work. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Randy Bullock to kick off for Cincinnati.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A gain of 9.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Jackson will throw again. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Another run here with Dobbins. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
The tackle made by Jesse Bates. A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A gain of 11 and a 1st down. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, past the 20, and he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. A big play there by the rookie, an interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Makes the score Bengals 31, Ravens 24.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
By the Bengals.
So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Complete to number
Tyler Boyd with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And thanks to the interception, the Bengals offense cashes in with 6. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
38, Ravens 24. Randy Bullock to kick off.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
42-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Check 55, Mike. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me. You
From the gun, Jackson. Steps away to his left. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Marking down at the 9. 33 yards that time.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Check 24. Check your hot read.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 11. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
It's a gain of 9.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Again, it's Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
They're on 31-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Deep ball for Goodwin. He's got it at the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score.
Justin Tucker.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Justin Tucker.